Hello and welcome back to the Options Professor podcast. This is Damien and today is Sunday, August 16th. This is my watch list for the week. And now we get to start a fresh week. So everything that happened last week, we're just going to wipe that clean and start over and take a look at what we can play this week. And looking at the futures, NASDAQ futures, and even the S&P futures, it doesn't look like it's giving us too much information. I mean, they're sort of just moving sideways and not really going up or down. So not a whole lot I can gather from the futures at this point. It's still kind of early though. I picked out 5 stocks that I want to look at on the bullish side, and then 4 stocks I'm looking at the bearish side. Now, we do have some economic news coming up this week that I'll be interested in. Tuesday, we've got building permits and housing starts. I think we'll find out how the builders are doing. I do have 2 builders on my watch list this week. And then on Thursday, we have jobless claims again. So the jobless claims has not really impacted the stocks or the market, but it's still interesting to watch how that report comes out. All right, so the first stock I'm looking at here is McDonald's. So McDonald's, I'm looking at it holding the 205 range. So 205 is where the 50 moving average is. Friday, it closed off at 207.03. And I'm looking at 205 as being support with a possibility of running up to maybe the 210 level. All right, so I kind of like the 205 to 210, maybe get some credit at the 205 level for McDonald's. Moving on to the next one, I've got UNH. And UNH is a stock I was looking at last week. But this week, I kind of like it to hold the 315. So 315, if you can hold 315, it closed Friday at 323. If it edges higher, I don't mind moving up my 315 support to 320. Okay, so I'll play this one by ear to see how the market runs and how much credit I can get at 320, but it does have range up to the 328 level. So I'll be watching it to potentially run up to 328 and for it to hold 315, maybe 320. Okay, so let's get into the first of the builders, Toll Brothers, TOL. So TOL, again, this is going to be dependent on how the news comes out with the new starts, the building permits. I have a feeling this is going to look good simply because interest rates have been low. People might be trying to get into the housing market. We want to be able to watch this 50 moving average, which is right around the 39 level. Okay, just above 39. So I like this to hold 39, and it does have range up to 41. All right, not a huge range, but I think this is a good range for it to play within over the next week. Remember, I'm only looking 1 to 2 weeks out. But again, the housing numbers that are going to come out, the building starts, are going to be key for this on Tuesday. The other builder, obviously related, is LEN. And so LEN has a very similar looking chart. We're holding the 50 moving average, which is around 74. So I kind of like to get a 73 support level with the potential to run maybe a little bit higher to 77. And 77 was its high last week. So if I can get enough credit at 73 or maybe do a 73, 77 debit spread, I'll be looking at this move right here or for the holdout range. Okay, and then one more, and this is a carryover from last week. If you listen to my podcast Friday, I'm in CVS, and I still like CVS coming into this week because the chart just looks like it wants to go up. And so it closed Friday at 65.67, and I like this to still keep the 64 support level, and 64 is right at the 200 moving average. So this is the same level I was able to get into, but what I did was I bought a 64.66 debit spread, $2 wide spread. It cost me $1.15. So I paid $1.15 for this spread. I'm looking to maybe get out at $1.80 and take a nice profit here. So I still like this to run up to 66 and potentially past 66 and run up to 67. So by Friday, if we're up at 66, 67 level, I'm going to get the profit I'm looking for. All right, let's see if there are some bearish stocks here that I like. And unfortunately, they're all tech stocks. So ROKU burned me last week because I was hoping it would hold the 150 price level. Now it closed Friday at 146.82. So now I've turned this around to say, well, 150 now looks like a level of resistance with range down to maybe the 140 level. Okay, so if I see it hugging just below the 150, I'm probably going to sell some calls at the 150 level and watch this just float down. Second tech stock that I got bearish here is Shop. Now I like Shop as a company. I think this is a great alternative to Amazon for small businesses. Now it was over 1,000 and it came through the 1,000 mark. The 50 moving average is at 1,005. That's where the 50 moving average is on the hourly, and it closed Friday at just under 990. So I can see this potentially dropping down to the 960 level. Okay, so if it just kind of floats lower, I'm going to look at maybe playing this to the downside under 1005 down to maybe 960. All right, third tech stock that is in my bearish list is TWLO. So TWLO, again, below the 50 and the 200 moving averages. I'm watching this to maybe have that resistance at the 250 level. So 250 is a resistance. It closed Friday at just under 240. So it's at the bottom of this range down to 235. It's kind of maybe in the middle of the 235, 250. So this type of setup I really like as a debit spread, maybe a 250 put and then sell the 235 put when it's right in the middle. If I can get enough, get this at a cheap, maybe 50% of that spread, where it sets me up for close to 70, 80% winner when it comes down to 235, I'll probably take it. Otherwise, if it floats just below 250, I'll like to sell the calls for credit there. And then the last one for this week is Team. And Team was on my list last week. And since then, it's gone even lower. So last week I was calling for it to break down. Let's see here. So I was looking at it to break below the 170 level, and it did. It came well below 170, closed at 162.69 Friday. And I still think that this 170 at the top side could be resistance, and then range down to maybe the 158. Okay, so again, I'll be keeping eyes on these to see if I can get enough credit either on a call credit spread or maybe a put debit spread 1 to 2 weeks out. So that's what I'll be watching this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll come back and see how we did Friday. Good luck with this week.